Consuming a volume of milk this massive pushes human anatomy into a state it was never meant to endure. Under normal conditions, milk is a dense source of vitamins and calcium, recognized globally as a staple of human nutrition. At the level of 1 or 2 glasses, the digestive system processes the fluid efficiently, absorbing nutrients without any internal stress. However, every body has a biological tipping point, a specific volume where the intake of fluid exceeds the capacity of the organs to process it. Once you cross that threshold, your internal chemistry shifts, turning a routine beverage into a catalyst for systemic failure. At 5 glasses, the stomach begins to physically distend, stretching its elastic walls to accommodate the sudden weight. The sensation of the liquid changes. It feels heavy and viscous, making every subsequent swallow a conscious struggle against your own anatomy. By the 15-glass mark, the massive volume of dairy reacts with your stomach acid, triggering a chemical curdling process. The milk separates. The proteins bind together into solid clumps, turning the contents of your stomach into a dense, indigestible block of cheese. These solid curds press outward with immense force, pinning the stomach walls against your other internal organs. With the stomach effectively blocked by these solids, the remaining liquid is forced deeper into the system, driving the crisis toward your bloodstream. At 20 to 25 glasses, the liquid components of the milk bypass the solid curd block and flood the small intestine, where they are rapidly absorbed into the circulatory system. This causes severe hyponatremia. The influx of fluid dilutes your blood, causing your essential sodium levels to plummet and starving your cells of their electrical balance. Your kidneys are now completely overwhelmed, unable to filter and vent this volume of liquid as fast as it enters your veins. As the timeline reaches 35 glasses, the trapped fluid is forced inside the body's actual cells through osmosis, causing them to swell and lose their structural integrity. This cellular swelling reaches the brain. Because the skull is rigid, the expanding brain tissue has nowhere to go, crushing itself against the bone. By 40 glasses, you lose all physical coordination. Senses fail, disorientation sets in, and a persistent metallic taste fills the mouth. The fluid has transformed your brain into a high-pressure trap, effectively severing your connection to your own motor functions. At exactly 42 glasses, the internal pressure reaches the point of total systemic failure. The curdled mass in the gut and the swelling in the skull reach their breaking points, shutting down the central nervous system. At this magnitude of fluid overload, human biology simply ceases to function. This collapse illustrates the rigid boundaries of human homeostasis. Survival depends on a strict, fragile equilibrium, a balance that 42 glasses of milk has now completely dismantled. Ultimately, the level of toxicity is determined by the dose, proving that even a source of life can become a mechanism of death when taken to the extreme.